Morning, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Tuesday. Hope everyone had a nice Monday. Weather was pretty quiet for us yesterday. Again, it was a little warm in the afternoon, but yesterday evening was pretty nice. And I think we're going to see similar weather, I think, as we head through the day today, but we are going to start to see chances for some thunderstorms, showers and thunderstorms as we head into this evening. I think that chance will be highest as we head across portions of central and western sections of the state, but eventually everyone kind of seeing some cooler and wetter weather as we head into the middle part of our work week. Jumping in, looking at our weather headlines, one more kind of summery day today. Temperatures are going to be above average, up to around 90 degrees today again here in Lincoln, so it will be warm this afternoon. And then as we see a couple things kind of head our way in the upper levels, upper level trough begins to kind of dive into the central plains, kind of developing into a bit of a cutoff low. Also have a cold front that's going to be approaching the area from the west as we head through the day today, and that's going to kind of stall out across the area as we head today into the day tomorrow. Combine those things, and that's what's going to give us, I think, some pretty good rain chances starting tonight and then heading into the day on Wednesday and into the day on Thursday. And then as we look ahead to the weekend, trending a little bit warmer, especially that Saturday forecast again for the Husker football game, again for a 2:30 kick yesterday. It was kind of lower to maybe middle 70s today, though, as we look at the Anderson Welton retirement Husker game day forecast, trending more to the middle to upper 70s for that game day forecast. So right now, again, looking at a kickoff temperature up to around 80 degrees, which again is warm enough, seasonal, fairly seasonal for mid-September. But again, when you're in the stadium there, and what's sure to be a pretty raucous crowd, it's going to feel even warmer in the stadium. And again, still looking at maybe some low-end chances for a few showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two. So we'll kind of continue to monitor and kind of tweak this forecast as we head through the week. But overall, again, temperature-wise, doesn't look too bad, but again, it is trending at least a little bit warmer as we head into the weekend, especially for the day on your Saturday. Numbers from yesterday, 89 and 60. Again, both of those numbers above average. Record is 99 and 31 from the day yesterday, so again, pretty good spread. Again, no moisture yesterday, still again about 2.6 inches of moisture so far this month, and again about 2 2/3 of an inch below normal for the year. Likely going to stay dry through the day today, at least most of the day today. Could see some rain maybe later this evening. Low temperatures this morning, generally above average across the state, mid-50s to mid-60s as we start our Tuesday. On the Tempest weather stations here in town, a little bit warmer, mid to upper 60s for lows across much of the Lincoln Metro. And again, current conditions right now, plenty of sunshine out there. We do have some spots where there is a little bit of rain early this morning, but right now here in Lincoln, that is not one of them. But again, already a warm start to our day today, lower 70s already just past the 9 o'clock hour, 72 at the studio, 73 at the airport, light wind at out of the southeast at about 7 miles an hour. And again, those dew points a little on the muggy side. It's in the mid to upper 60s, so again, a little bit humid out there. Humidity is at 81%. Temperatures on the Tempest stations across the metro generally sit in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Across the state, warmest readings again are in the eastern part of the state. Omaha is the warm spot there at 74 degrees, 73 in Lincoln as well as Nebraska City, 72 in Falls City. Beatrice still offline, that sensor down there. And again, at the airport, their automated sensing station, again, that's something that's controlled by the FAA. And so, again, we have to wait on them to get that fixed. So I know it's been offline for about a couple weeks now, it feels like. So hopefully we'll get them back here sooner rather than later. But again, temperatures ranging from the low 60s to the low 70s across most of the state. Dew point numbers, again, a little bit on the thicker side for far eastern Nebraska, into the mid to upper 60s to close to 70 degrees. So it is still humid out there for some spots. Not as bad as you head across the western half of the state, where dew points are in the upper 40s to the upper 50s. Winds, not too bad. Again, shouldn't be too much of an issue as we head through the day today. Generally out of the south at around 5 to 15 miles an hour. And if you look at the satellite radar picture, overall right now things are pretty quiet here in the southeastern corner of the state. If we do look, though, we do have some spots across the northern parts of the state where there's at least been a few showers early this morning. Nothing really too crazy, though, but we'll keep an eye on that activity. Again, cold front moving in from the west, that upper-level trough, like I mentioned, that is going to lead to, I think, some widespread shower and thunderstorm activity, especially for the western sections of the state by this afternoon and into this evening. You zoom out, look at a regional view. Overall, again, things are kind of quiet. Again, we can see some of that shower activity with that front currently across, again, portions of Wyoming into far western Nebraska into the Dakotas. You zoom out even further and look at a national view. Again, some activity across the Rockies, and then also some activity along the eastern seaboard, but Again, for the most part, broad brush speaking across the entire country, weather still remains pretty quiet, and we see that again on our weather alerts. There's really not a whole lot going on here at home. Really not a whole lot going on. We do have, though, again, seen a couple of these so far early this season, a winter weather advisory, and this is kind of for portions of Montana, and they're looking at snowfall amounts where they could see maybe up to 2, 3, 4 inches of snow in the really high elevations above 10,000 feet. So again, starting to kind of see that change a little bit. Again, astronomical fall, a week away, starts on Monday of next week, so we'll start seeing more of that again sooner rather than later. So we check out Skycast. Again, the thing we need to know about today is that really for the balance of the day, I think for the eastern half of the state, it's going to be dry. So by the noon hour, I think mostly to partly sunny skies across the state as we head into this afternoon and early parts of this evening. I think showers and thunderstorms become a little bit more numerous, especially across the western sections of the state. Our in-house model has, I'd say, maybe more isolated to scattered. Again, some of the other short-term convective models have much more widespread activity across western Nebraska by later this afternoon, early evening time frame. Some of these storms could be strong to severe. We'll have to watch out for that, especially for, again, parts of southwestern Nebraska. They could see a few stronger thunderstorms today, large hail, damaging winds. Can't rule out maybe an isolated tornado or two. But again, generally dry for eastern Nebraska. There is a chance we could see some spotty activity late this afternoon into this evening. That activity becomes, again, a little bit more widespread as we head into this evening across the western sections of the state. Eventually, all of this will begin to kind of move from west to east across the state. And again, I think here in Lincoln and eastern Nebraska, we could see some of this activity begin to push into the area as we head into your Wednesday morning. So I think rain chances likely would be highest for us here in Lincoln as we head through the morning hours on Wednesday, but I think kind of a cloudy, gray, cooler day with some off and on showers and thunderstorms is going to be kind of the day for us tomorrow across the eastern third of the state. Not necessarily going to be a washout with widespread heavy rain throughout the day. I think, again, it's going to be more light to maybe at times moderate rain as we head through the day on your Wednesday to go along with those cloudy and cooler conditions. And again, it's going to be, I think, fairly off and on for us. It's not going to necessarily rain all day, but I think there's a decent chance for rain throughout most of the day on your Wednesday. And then chance will continue as we head into the day on Thursday, as again that front stalls out across the area, that upper level trough kind of cuts off, becomes an upper level low. You can kind of see some of that broad spin with some of those showers as we head into Thursday morning, and then continuing through the day on Thursday, I think we're looking at cloudy skies and again those off and on showers, isolated thunderstorms possible across the area. I think those rain chances don't go away entirely as we head into the day on Friday, but they will go down at least a little bit for us as we head into the day on Friday. So 7-day precipitation potential looks like this. You'll notice again this is trended a little bit lower compared to what we had looked at yesterday. Again, but still looking at through the course of the next week, again, much of the state looking at maybe between 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches of rainfall possible. Some locally higher amounts up to 2 to maybe 2.5 inches certainly can't be ruled out. Some of those short-term convective allowing models really have quite a bit of rainfall for the western sections of the state tonight. And then into the overnight hours with some of those short-term convective models painting maybe 2-3 inches of rainfall in some spots in western Nebraska tonight. So that'll be something we'll obviously keep a close eye on. We'll have to see how showers and thunderstorms develop later this afternoon, this evening, to see if that forecast would verify. But there is that potential, at least tonight, for some spots in western Nebraska to see some pretty heavy rainfall. Again, in Lincoln and in the eastern sections of the state, really our best chance for some more widespread moisture would likely arrive as we head into tomorrow morning. And again, I don't think it's going to be an all-day heavy rain, but all day, off and on, some light to moderate rain. And again, by the time we add it all up over the course of the next week, again, we could be looking at, again, around inch and a half of moisture for a lot of areas across the state. We do have that severe weather threat today, again, mainly in the western sections of the state. We have a slight risk. Again, that's 2 out of 5 on the severe weather threat scale across, again, kind of the southwestern corner of the state, the Sandhills, North Platte, McCook, Imperial. And so, again, large hail and damaging winds would likely be our primary threats with those thunderstorms, but also at least a low-end chance for an isolated tornado as we head through the day today. So that'll be something we'll keep an eye on. That marginal risk extends again over to the Panhandle and then to portions of north central Nebraska as well. So again, some isolated stronger storms can't be ruled out there. Into Wednesday, not necessarily expecting any widespread severe weather. Again, don't necessarily have all the ingredients for the severe weather. Certainly lacking, I think, in the shear, which is one of the most important ingredients that we need for severe weather. But again, some thunderstorms, rumbles of thunder certainly can't be ruled out tomorrow, and maybe some low-end severe weather can't be ruled out as we head into the day on Wednesday and for the day on Thursday for us as well, where we have that kind of general thunderstorm risk across much of the region, but not expecting any widespread severe weather. So if we zoom in, take a closer look, statewide view, again, skycast again through the morning and into most of the afternoon. I think most areas are generally dry across the 10-11 coverage area, but as we head late afternoon into the early evening, that's when we're going to watch for those thunderstorms to begin to develop across the western sections of the state. That activity becomes a little bit more widespread by late tonight, and then that activity moves from west to east across the state tonight into early tomorrow morning, I think in Lincoln, and then those chances for rain really ramping up as we head into that morning commute Wednesday morning, and then again, the activity will become a little bit more scattered, I think, as we head through the morning into the afternoon. But cloudy skies, cooler temperatures, off and on, light to moderate rain possible for us as we head through the day on Wednesday into Wednesday night. And those rain chances won't go away as we head into the day on Thursday. Again, more cloud cover, cooler temperatures with some of those off and on showers. Our in-house model, I don't think, has quite as much on there as I think that there could be out there, but that will be the potential, at least, as we head Wednesday into the day on Thursday. So quite a range of temperatures today, again, with that cold front beginning to cut across the state. Anywhere from the upper 60s and low 70s in the western parts of the state to the upper 80s to right around 90 for southeastern Nebraska. Again, here in Lincoln, as well as Omaha, we're going to go right around 90 degrees for a high today, 87 in Grand Island, 82 in North Platte for the day today. Low temperatures tonight, generally staying above average, upper 50s to low to mid 60s, but then we can see much cooler conditions across much of the area as we head into Wednesday. Low 60s for the Panhandle, getting into the upper 60s, low 70s across the central sections of the state, mid to upper 70s to right around 80 degrees for the eastern sections of the state. So for Lincoln, 77 tomorrow, a couple degrees below where we should be this time of year, low to mid 70s for the Tri-Cities, upper 60s in North Platte. So again, another pretty big spread in temperatures across the state for the day tomorrow. Thursday morning, low 50s to low 60s. Thursday afternoon, again, a little bit cooler still. We're looking at upper 60s to low 70s for most of the state. Friday morning, low 50s to right around 60 degrees, some 40s in the west. And then afternoon temperatures on Friday, maybe a degree or two warmer, bouncing back a little bit with a little bit more sunshine, but generally in the 70s to right around 80. Saturday morning, again, looks pretty comfortable for us, generally in the 50s to right around 60. Saturday afternoon, like I kind of mentioned earlier, trending a few degrees warmer. We're looking at upper 70s to right around 80 degrees for high temperatures for a good chunk of the state as we head into the day on your Saturday. 7-day forecast for Lincoln looks like this. You can see, and then past Saturday, Sunday up to around 80, low 80s. Then as we head into early next week, as it looks like above average temperatures are set to return to the area late this week into the weekend and then into the week next week. Rain chances will be highest Wednesday and Thursday of this week, but we'll also keep, again, at least low-end chances for some showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday and Monday of next week for us as well. 10-day forecast for select cities across the state showing that pattern of obviously warm today. The cooler weather kind of settles into the area Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but then this weekend, end of the week next week, those above average temperatures set to return, generally seeing highs in the lower to middle 80s from Sunday and into the first half of the week next week. Dew point temperatures, again, aren't going to be too crazy, but again, still going to be dealing with some periods of some humid weather, I think, for us as we head over the course of the next week to 10 days, and those rain chances, again, look to be highest starting tonight for the western parts of the state, but then into the day Wednesday and Thursday for a good chunk of the 10-11 coverage area. Still looking at least low-end chances for some moisture Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but then into much of next week, generally dry conditions expected for us across much of the coverage area, which again kind of tracks with what we're looking at when we look at the 8 to 14-day temperature and precipitation outlook. Again, this from the Climate Prediction Center. This taking us September 23rd through September 29th. Again, very good odds of seeing those above average temperatures, which again is partially what we saw there in that 10-day forecast, where we're seeing those temperatures generally into the 80s, which again by September 23rd, again normal high temperature in Lincoln is going to be right around 80, maybe down even into the upper 70s. Let me see if I can punch that up here real quick. By September 23rd, our normal high temperature in Lincoln is 78. So again, generally looking at likely some 80s continuing to head our way. And the precipitation outlook, kind of no clear signal there, whether it be above or below average. So we'll call it near normal precipitation kind of for that last week of September, which we were already at above average precipitation for the month of September to begin with. Again, we got about 2.6 inches of moisture so far this September. Normal precipitation in September is about 2.9. So again, we're already pretty close. Even if we didn't get any more moisture for the rest of the month, we'd be finishing out pretty close to where we should be. We look at the long range hazards, 8 to 14-day hazards. Again, from the Weather Prediction Center within the National Weather Service, nothing for excessive heat, nothing for heavy precipitation, some rapid onset of drought concern, but that would be mainly in the southeastern parts of the country. Nothing yet for heavy snow. I've been waiting for something to pop on there for heavy snow, and nothing for high winds. So again, at least long-range hazards look like they would generally be pretty quiet for us. So again, today, concern will be the warm temperatures again this afternoon up to around 90, but then we're definitely going to start watching for those chances for rain as we head into this evening, particularly starting again in the western sections of the state. So we'll keep an eye on all of that, and again, continue to keep you up to date with the latest forecasts. So make sure you, again, have a good way to get your weather information. And again, 1011 Weather app is a good way to get your weather information. Make sure you have the 1011 app downloaded on your Roku, your Apple TV, your Fire TV. Subscribe to the 1011 YouTube channel as well. Again, we're live there and always putting new information and new forecasts up on our YouTube channel as well. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching as always, and I hope everyone has a nice Tuesday.